You're checking out Friends or Enemies Radio.
I wanted to tell you, I was actually at one of your concerts a long time ago. I've always wanted to tell you this story, and it was down in Asbury Park, and you were doing a concert called Skate and Surf, and you invited. It was the end of the show on like a Friday night, and you invited like 100 people up onto the stage, and you're all jumping up and down at the same time, and you broke the stage. It was probably one of the greatest moments in concert-going history that I've ever seen personally. It was amazing.
Wow, I actually totally forgot about that. I remember it very well now. I think I must have blocked it out. It was amazing for sure, but it was also very scary. It really, really was. I mean, I remember this very well. It was an Asbury Park show. I believe it was for, it might have been a Skate and Surf Fest.
Yeah, I think it was Skate and Surf, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And we were last or second to last. It was towards the end of the night, and I think already the stage had been showing some signs of wear and tear.
Oh.
Well, I don't want to blame them. I mean, it was a temporary stage that they had set up, and sure enough, once there was that many people, and it was not so many the quantity, it was the intensity of the dancing and movement and moshing and jumping of everybody on stage, and yeah, it collapsed, and it's a miracle that nobody got hurt. I can't believe that, because it was about 8-foot stage. It was pretty high up, and it was a big venue. Man, I totally would not have remembered that. Thank you for reminding me. And I'm sorry.
I'm sorry that if you blocked it out for a reason. I apologize for sending you back to therapy. It's terrible on my part.
Oh, no, please. It's quite all right. No, I'm glad to remember it now. I didn't block it out because I was sad that it happened. I probably blocked out because I felt bad.
You know, Andrew, it's so funny. You're doing like your first show in like 5 years tonight, right?
You know what? I realize now that this is actually the first time my full band has played in New York in almost 6 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the last time we played here was in 2004, so.
Wow, that's a long time to stay at in New York.
Well, I actually, just so people understand, I played more shows in New York over the last 6 years than anywhere, but they haven't been with my full band.
Well,
They've
that's
been
what I
with
mean. Yeah, sorry about that.
Shows. They've been with a string quartet. They've been with other musicians, and yeah, I mean, I've been very active here, but I didn't even realize until really yesterday when my band came in and we were rehearsing and getting ready, just how excited I am to be doing this, to have my first show back with my band in so long at a proper headlining concert, to have it be in my hometown. It really is. It's powerful for me personally.
Yeah, that's got to feel awesome. So, a couple minutes ago, Schwenker showed me this amazing video of you on Schwenker. Remind me the name of the show again?
It was The Red Eye.
The Red Eye.
It's probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It certainly is hopefully entertaining to watch that. Yeah, I got to go on Fox News and make a crazy face, and some people got a big kick out of it. Thank you.
I have no idea what you were talking about. I just wanted to see what was going to happen, and nothing happened. You just answered his question.
Made a face, and then I answered the question, which was, I believe the answer was yes.
Yes. It was great because the commentator was going on and on for what seemed like a minute and a half, and your face is just getting crazier and crazier as it goes along. And at the end of this long question, you're just like, yes, that's it. Exactly. I think that defines what Andrew WK is in like a microcosm, dude. You're like one of the most interesting people that are actually like in showbiz. And you were talking about how your full band hasn't been together for 6 years, but you do a ton of other stuff with like string quartets, and you're a pianist, and there's so much more to you than just like when we like to party, we will party hard. Then that there's as an artist, there's just depth, much more depth than I think people might actually realize.
Well, hey, if you think that's great. That sounds good to me. I mean, I do all kinds of stuff, and I have all kinds of interests just like anybody. I mean, I think every person in the world, not just me or show business people, I mean, everybody has a lot of depth to them. And it's almost that everyone has too much depth, and we get overwhelmed by the intensity of every human being, and we try to kind of, I think, boil people down to a simpler, more easily digestible version, and that's okay too, because otherwise it would be a little overwhelming. But yeah, like anybody else, I have all kinds of things in the world that I think are cool.
Yeah, Andrew, I was actually talking to Schwenker yesterday, and we were going down the list of people coming on this week, and when we got to you, we just literally, it was running down the cool things that you've done, from being a motivational speaker, from being in like featured in Target commercials, to actually writing the Kit Kat jingle for one commercial that they put out.
A series of commercials, a whole series of commercials, and I'm glad you brought that up because I want to tell you another very little-known fact.
Yes.
The voice that does, at the very end of the ad, we did 3 different ads. They all use the same song, which is, whoa, give me a break, da-da-da-da-da-da. But then at the end it says, bite into a crispity, crunchy Kit Kat bar. And guess who does that voice? Another area legend.
Who's that?
Beast Snyder.
Whoa! I did not know that.
That's awesome.
You never would know, and I never would know until the ad company that we were working on the ad with told me that. But it's actually on YouTube. They have those ads on YouTube. You look up Andrew WK Kit Kat on YouTube, and then just check out the ending, because then you'll totally recognize his voice.
I'm doing it right now.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, I want to let you know, after we went through the whole list of accolades that you've been through and that you've done, we at Full Radio have named you the coolest man that has ever walked this planet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Congrats.
Stunned silence. I'm sure it's a huge accolade. Thank you, Blanche.
How do you feel?
I am without speech. I'm kept from speech. I mean, I don't know if I should feel very honored and humbled, or if I should feel kind of sorry for you guys that you have only been exposed to so many people that think that I'm the coolest one. I mean, I'm very grateful, but I can think of a lot of people that I think are cooler. I mean, for starters, my mom, but I guess you haven't met her, so.
No, I
Yeah,
haven't met your
and
mom.
in all fairness to us, we don't know her.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess out of all the people besides my mom, I'll take that.
Well, Andrew, so your band's getting back together for the first time in New York City in like 6 years. What should we expect in the next couple of months?
Oh boy. Well, there's a lot. I mean, the biggest thing, of course, is that we're headlining the entire Warped Tour.
Amazing.
And this will be the second time we've done that. We did it in 2003. It was absolutely mind-blowing. We also had done Ozfest in 2002, so never imagined that we would get to do it again, or at least not under these circumstances. And they invited us this year. It was really a surprise. And them inviting us, in fact, was a big push and big motivation, created a lot of momentum in all these areas, and it's an exciting time. So it's 2.5 months. It starts in the middle of June. I'm working on another album. I got my TV show on Cartoon Network. We're doing more episodes with that.
Destroy, Build, Destroy, which is a great show.
Hilarious.
I love Destroy, Build, Destroy.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, Destroy, Build, Destroy is a great blessing for me, and I'm glad you guys like it. We'll do more of that. But I mean, these next 2 years are really going to be my return to more full-time touring and more full-time production of music. Where in 2005, for various reasons, I basically stopped doing full-time touring. And with that new time I had, I was able to open up a nightclub and music venue in Manhattan with my friends called Santos Party House, do other things like the TV show, Destroy, Build, Destroy, but also to produce and work with other musicians, which I never had done when I was only doing Andrew WK full-time. So I never wanted to abandon touring. I just wanted to add more. I wanted to do more. Like you're saying, I wanted to do other things in my life than just one thing. Never to give up any of them, but just add more to my repertoire. And fortunately, I've been able to. And now it's so exciting after being away to come back to this touring and playing shows with people.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's so funny that you're talking about you have like the next 2 years planned out. I don't have the next 2 weeks planned out, but I mean, there's so much on your plate right now that you're getting ready for and going to accomplish that. It almost seems a little bit mind-boggling that you can see that far into the future with so much stuff going on in your life.
Well, I mean, if you look at a calendar, right, and you automatically block out 2.5 months for touring, it sort of takes.
True.
All of a sudden, it doesn't seem like that much time, and then 3.5 months for recording an album. Okay, there's already half a year gone. You know what I mean? So it gets eaten up pretty quickly, as you can imagine. But at the same time, I've always really worked with 10-year and 5-year plans where you just set specific goals or you map out how you want things to go. And at the same time, I really don't like timelines or schedules. But in terms of like when you live your life, I've noticed that the more that I at least set certain visions or desires, the more likely I've been to accomplish them. So I got really into working with those chunks of time. Just like with high school, right? You had this 4-year block of time mapped out. And I think I kind of got used to that feeling even just from my school years.
That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty good advice. Set yourself a certain timeline to which accomplish certain things so you can, more focus your energy towards one goal or another to actually, steer yourself in the right direction.
You have something to keep in your mind. That's this thing that's coming up that you want to do. Even if it's a desire, even if it seems really unlikely that you'll accomplish it, it doesn't really matter. I've noticed even the craziest dreams I ever had, as long as I just had them as a dream and kept focusing on them, sometimes in the most roundabout way, they would come true. And once that happens a few times, you start to believe that it's not just a fluke, that it's the way the world can work.
You are my inspiration.
He's a motivational speaker,
yes,
Shelley.
You have motivated me to be better.
It's not about being better. It's just about doing what you really want to do and realizing that you really can.
Yeah.
And that for me was also the biggest challenge. Of all the stuff I've done, nothing's been as hard as convincing myself at the beginning that it could be done. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So that's the real trick, is to really trick yourself into believing that you can't do these things. And then they kind of are pretty easy, actually. It just takes that physical effort.
Dude, that is probably one of the most insightful things that I've
Seriously.
ever had anyone say in my show. Thank you so much. I feel like thank you, honestly. That was really nice.
You are very, very, very nice people. You're very nice to me. Sometimes I say this stuff to people who are my friends, and they say, "Yeah, whatever, Andrew." I mean, so you guys are. Thank you thanks for relating to these ideas. I mean, I feel like everybody's kind of thinking about this stuff one way or another. I didn't make up these ideas. It's about how to be a human being.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. Andrew, thank you so much for giving us a couple minutes of your time. Have a great time. Your first show tonight, with the full band in 6 years. Have a great, headlining the Warped Tour. Enjoy. Obviously, I think you were hinting that there's new music going to be coming out soon. I'm just saying, that you might be recording some stuff, and if there is, that's awesome. Best of luck with the show, more episodes that are coming out. But thank you so much for giving us a couple minutes of your time. We really appreciate it here at Faux Radio, Faux Live.
Absolutely, thank you. And just very quickly, my new album actually comes out next week on Tuesday, March 23rd.
There you go.
Perfect.
There you go.
And tonight, if you guys, anybody wants to come to Irving Plaza, I think there's still a few tickets left. 7 p.m., Irving Plaza, Manhattan.
Awesome. And that's tonight.
That's tonight.
7 p.m. Irving Plaza tonight.
Good
Manhattan.
luck, man.
You guys got to get your asses over to that. And if you ever, if you're in Irving Plaza, I'm just saying, we're right across the river. Please.
Oh, well, hey, I live in New York. I want to come by to the station next time.
Absolutely.
Oh, please.
I will be, I'll drive you. How about that? I will ride you over on a bike through the Holland Tunnel just to get you up here.
And I can safely say that you guys are my friends, not enemies, right?
Yes, you can.
That's got to be a promo.
That was brilliant. Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you for a couple minutes of your time. Enjoy the tour, man. Thank you so much.
You guys party hard.
Thank you, man.
Friends or Enemies Radio rocks.